Behind us is the Skoda Karoq.
Now this is the replacement for the Yeti. It's the brand's answer to a compact SUV.
The model we have here has a 1.5 litre petrol engine coupled to a manual gearbox. There is also automatics and diesel engines to choose from as well.
And one thing that amazes us is the price. It starts at just under £20,500.
The model we have here is just over £26,000.
And the top of the range will cost you just under £27,000. So that is a lot of car for the money.
It definitely is. I'm going to be taking a look at the exterior styling.
I'll be looking at the functionality, the interior, the build quality.
We'll then both drive it and then bring you our verdict on whether or not this is the car for you.
Now if you like cars, why not subscribe to our channel? You hit the notification bell and then every time that we upload a video, you'll be notified. You'll see the latest car reviews and car coverage.
The first thing you'll notice when you step into the Karoq is the build quality is outstanding. You've got soft touch plastics, you've got glosses, you've got chromes. And the functionality and the practicality in this vehicle it's very good. I mean, you do have robustness, and that's in the form of harder plastics. But that's the kind of thing you want in a compact SUV. When it comes to functionality, you've got all-round electric windows, you've got your control for your power folding door mirrors, you've got a multi-function trip computer. That will give you information like economy, range. It'll also, which is quite surprising, give you eco tips as well. For example, if you've got the air conditioning on, it will tell you to shut the window, or it will even tell you to shut the window to reduce drag. You've got your media controls on the steering wheel. You can also operate your trip computer from there too. You've got cruise control. There's no adaptive cruise control. That would be nice to see. You've also got an infotainment system. It's got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, navigation and DAB radio. The infotainment system is 8-inch, it's touchscreen, and it has Skoda's SmartLink system too. You've got dual zone climate control with air care. You've also got your start stop option. You can disable your parking sensors, and you've also got your driving modes too: eco, normal, sport and individual. When it comes to practicality, I've got lots of headroom and I've got lots of legroom, and I'm 6'3". There's lots of adjustment in the seat. It is all manual, but they are heated. I've also got height and reach adjustment in the steering wheel too. Storage wise, you've got decent sized door bins. There's a drawstring in there as well, so that's pretty good for tethering things. Now there's also some rather quirky ideas on storage too. You can store your glasses up in the roof of the car. You've also got a pop open cupboard on the dashboard too. Now when it comes to the center console, under your leather armrest you've got a storage area. You've also got some cup holders, and if you remove the cup holders you've got an even bigger storage area. You've got a slidey door at the front, and you can store things like your mobile phone. And when it comes to the glove box, well, it's big enough to keep a few things in. It's not the largest, but it does the job. Overall the interior really impresses me, and it's things like the quirky designs and the fact that the speaker is flush with the door handle. It's so well done. It's built extremely well. It's got a nice mix of materials. And there's also an umbrella under the passenger seat for those rainy days. I mean, Skoda have thought of everything, including an ice scraper with a magnifying glass in the petrol cap. Stepping into the rear of the car is nice and easy, and that's thanks to that raised ride height. Once you're back here, well, the seat's set up for a 6-foot adult, and I've got a decent amount of headroom. I've also got a decent amount of legroom. And if I really want, I can recline my seat too. You just pull this little handle, well, it's more like a drawstring, and your seat drops back. And if I was shorter, I could also bring my seat forward. I'm not going to, because it'd be a bit tight. But overall, it's very functional. Another thing I love about this is the fact that you can take out this middle section completely and then slide both seats, this one and this one, in, and it becomes a 2+2, which makes it, well, the perfect motorway cruiser. The storage in the rear of the car is rather clever too. You've got decent sized door bins where you can fit a bottle of water. You've also got this centre seat, and this doubles as a pull down armrest. It has 2 cup holders too, and it locks in place. When it comes to travelling, well, 3 adults will fit, but it's better suited to, say, 3 children. And also, with children in mind, you have these pop-up picnic tables. Now, you can put it on this angle, that's perfect for your iPad, or you can bring it fully up with the button and pull out your cup holder, and you've also got a charging port in the centre too, and electric windows, airbags, and of course ISOFIX points too. When it comes to the boot of the car, you can either use the keyless entry option or you can use the button on the key fob. Once open, well, you've got a nice square space. The seats are called VarioFlex. Now what does that mean? It means that you can configure the interior to pretty much any way you choose. You can remove seats, you can slide them, you can do practically anything. You start off with 521 litres of space, but when you've done some configuration, you can actually increase it to 1,810 litres. Now you can get, well, a couple of mountain bikes in there quite easily. Also, you've got your shopping hooks. You've got this pull-out parcel shelf, which actually attaches to here, which means that every time you open your boot, it doesn't actually get in the way. Now that's a really cool feature. You've also got your 40-40-20 folding seats, and under the floor, you've got a spare space saver too. We don't usually cover tech in the boot. You've got a 12-volt adapter, and now this is really cool. You have a removable LED torch. You've also got tethering points, complementary cargo net, and this little storage pot on the driver's side also has a supporting strap too. And don't forget, you also have this rubber pull down for the boot.
At the front of the car you've got this new style grille with this executive chrome surround, as well as this plastic cladding at the bottom here, but that's not surprising because you can actually get this car in four-wheel drive. You have automatic headlamps, daytime running lights and cornering fog lights, all of which are LED. Your intelligent driving aids, which are housed here, front parking sensors. The overall design of this car with the clamshell bonnet and this new style grille is far more in keeping with Skoda's family of SUVs. Coming to the side of the car you have 18-inch alloy wheels. You also have electrically folding heated door mirrors with boarding spot and auto dimming. One thing I would have personally liked to have seen is the plastic cladding along the bottom here continue around the wheel arch. It would have just enhanced that off-road appearance. But the cladding that you have got covers the bottom of the sill, so no more muddy trousers. You also have keyless entry, the chrome surround around the window line, complementing the chrome roof rails, as well as privacy glass. Coming to the back of the car you have a shark fin aerial, high level brake light on the rear spoiler, and these sculpted rear lenses, which are of course LED, a reversing camera, rear parking sensors, and of course you're reminded it's a Karoq. So what's the Skoda Karoq like to drive? Well, under the bonnet you have a turbocharged 1.5 litre petrol engine coupled to a 6-speed manual gearbox.
Now you can get it in diesels, you can get it in manuals, and you can get it in autos like the DSG.
Yeah, you can get pretty much anything to suit your fancy.
You can.
But so far I've been very impressed with this engine and gearbox.
Yeah, it's quite punchy, isn't it?
Yes, like admittedly there's not a great deal of power low down, but as soon as you hit that turbo it really does propel itself.
It certainly does, and it's clever, isn't it, that the fact that when you change mode you can actually tune down your engine so it runs on 2 cylinders.
Well, that's quite impressive. It even tells you your eco tips and them sort of things.
Yeah, it's a quirky car. It's got some very, very clever characteristics.
Well, I think one of the surprising things is about this car is although it doesn't feel like you're going that fast, because it's so well insulated and because the ride is so good, you are actually going much quicker than you think you are.
Yeah, it's got very, very good build quality, hasn't it? It's also got lots of safety as well, because what really staggers me is the fact that, I mean, it's got those driving modes, but it can also detect whether, if you're going into a corner, well, let's say spiritedly, it will tighten up the dampers as a safety feature.
Like, I am very impressed with the suspension. It handles spirited driving very well,
Yeah.
but it is very comfortable.
It is.
Especially considering this is not, you know, the most executive car in the world. You know,
No.
it's a practical family car.
Yeah, it's not built for speed and it's not built for businessmen. It just does both very well.
Yes. I also like the driving modes. They make the car transform depending on which mode you've got it in.
Yeah, when you read up about that, it's quite intelligent how it does it. It kind of adjusts valves which then, well, either loosen or tighten the dampers depending on which mode you're in.
It's very, very clever stuff.
It is.
You really do notice the difference in sport mode. The car is a real, you know, it's really fun to drive and it's very engaging.
Yeah, it completely transforms it from eco mode, doesn't it?
Yes, and of course when it's in eco mode it goes into that 2-cylinder mode. Of course you do notice that it's not, you know, you're not quite as
You notice it power down, don't you? It is. Yeah, it's something that I think will be more refined over time.
Yeah, it's a very good system, and
yes,
like you said, I think it will be refined over time. The overall visibility is very good. You have a good view out of the car thanks to the raised ride height, as well as all-round parking sensors and your reversing camera.
Yeah, it's got some intelligent aids as well, hasn't it? It's got like auto lights. It's got auto dimming mirrors with spot boarding. I mean, it's
very clever stuff, especially when it's at this price range.
I know. Yeah, that's the one thing that really staggers me, the fact that you can get this particular model for 26,000. You get the 1.5 engine, you get the intelligent driving aids, and you get that, well, the really clever interior as well.
You also get collision detection. I think the steering has a nice weight to it. It has a very good sense of direction.
It does. It seems to weighten up the faster you go, doesn't it?
Yes, it works very well, because like some of the electric power steering systems, they're a little bit hit and miss, but this is a very, very good unit.
And it's very good to manoeuvre as well. Easy to park.
Very much so. I really like the gearbox as well. It has, I think the throw is just right for a car of this size.
Yeah, you've mentioned the throw is one of your favourite parts of this car. It's actually, well, it's the right length, isn't it? Some are too long and some are too short.
Well, that's it. I have a real bear bug with notchy gearboxes that have a long throw, and this
you certainly do.
Yeah, this definitely doesn't have any of those issues. I really do like this gearbox. You have all-around disc brakes, so you've got peace of mind when it comes to safety.
Also, it's not that bad on economy, is it, considering it's a 1.5 turbo?
No, we're like in this car we're getting low 40s, but you know, this is the petrol engine.
Exactly, and if you get on the motorway run in, say, eco mode, you should be looking at around the 50 mark.
Yes, and if you're really after economy, you can go for one of the diesels.
Exactly.
Overall, I think this is a very easy car to drive. It does what it's supposed to do very well, but it's still engaging enough if you want to go and have some spirited driving.
Well, that's it. That's the beauty of having a sport mode, isn't it? It just tightens up the dampers and the steering, and it just makes it a lot more fun on a back lane.
Yeah, that's it. I'm very impressed with how easy it is to use on a day-to-day basis, jumping in, going to the shops, all them sort of things.
Yeah, it is well, it's a perfect vehicle, isn't it?
Yes.
Economy, safe, and very family orientated. The perfect compact crossover.
So what's our verdict of the Skoda Karoq?
Well, Michael, I think it's simply clever.
I really do like things like the fuel filler cap that has the ice scraper, the umbrella under the seat, and even the torch in the boot.
Yeah, it's very, very well thought out, especially with those VarioFlex seats as well. I mean, the configurations that you can come up with, it's quite mind-boggling, and it increases that capacity no end.
Well, that's it. A car of this price range, that's this practical, this well equipped, and drives this well, is very good.
Yeah, it's amazing to start thinking that the range starts at, I think it's just under 20,500.
Yeah, it's very, very well priced.
Yeah, and it tops out at about 27,000, which means you get a lot of car for your money.
It is also Euro NCAP 5. It's very safe.
It's got its autonomy. It's also got intelligent driving aids, and it's, well, clever.
That's it. It's simply clever. If you're in the market for a compact SUV, then it's well worth taking a look at.
For more great impartial car reviews, please subscribe to our channel. If you've any questions about the car, leave them below. And when you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell, and that way, whenever we upload any content, you'll be the first to know. Thank you.